Thanks, everyone. Welcome to week 9 of Unified Practice. Today is the last practice of the week 9, claiming your true desire. Together in this group, but we continue to practice on our own every day without fail. So again, a reminder to read the book, write your own summary, make your own notes. What we have taken from this chapter, what's my understanding, what was new to me. So make such notes for you to make it more useful and do practice. Even though we have shared 20 minutes practice in Hindi, but I would request everybody to at least go through these sessions because those practices are for those days when we are not meeting, right? So newcomer or whoever is joining the group late, don't take that shortcut. It won't help. We will spend our time, we will say we are practicing, but it may not help. Okay, so go through the entire session, meditation and the question answer at your own pace, at your own time, and then we can go from there. So, anybody have anything you want to bring up before we go into meditation today? I would also request to get unified book if you don't have, because we might be out of book because the book is printed in small scale and just for the groups. We are not selling it outside. So if you don't have it, if you want to give to anybody, please take this time to request for the book. Okay, so if there's nothing, we can proceed with today's summary and the practice. For that, I would invite Kirti Master to take us over the summary, the beautiful summary. She would bring all the connection from past to present, and then we'll see what we have been doing so far. So welcome, Kirti. Can you, yeah, your voice is breaking, I guess. We can't hear you.
I lost my headphones somewhere. So I'm using some other headphones.
Yeah, but no, it's not audible. It's like some noise at the
Echo. Is it better now?
No. Your microphone is not able to get the right level of the volume of your microphone needs a much more much higher decibels.
Yeah, it's AirPods.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it better or still same?
It is still same. It doesn't feel like a human voice. It feels like a robotic voice.
technical techno sound. You have a wired one? Check because it's yep, like only part of the speech is coming. You can take that headphone out and at least you can do the summary. Just connect with the laptop speaker.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes,
Oh
much.
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, good. It's good then. Okay, sorry about that. Some reason my headphones went missing. I was asking Babaji, what is this? I had to lead the meditation. So looks like I won't be able to lead today. I'll just summarize the chapter. Please, someone.
Your voice is good. If you can continue with this pace, we can meditate together. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So welcome everyone to the week 9th the first week in part 2. Congratulations, I would say, because you have made it till here and to the very essential part of Unified, about you being the creator, the manifester, you realizing that. So far, you have been centering in your heart, but now you're stepping ahead, knowing yourself even more. So this chapter has very, very important key points to focus on, where Babaji is saying to us. So the chapter name is Claiming True Desires. So it's not any desire, but true desire. The word to contemplate here on is true. Why it is used here? It could have been just desire, but no, it says true desire. So here in this chapter, Babaji says, these quiet periods are such serene, delightful times. You don't want to lapse into them and ignore your other activities. So slowly, Babaji is shifting our perspective. It's not about only meditation. Your day-to-day life, you don't have to ignore that. That is also very essential. You have to focus that. And why we are going to know about this in this chapter, Babaji is saying, take charge of your life. In one of the coming chapters, he will mention about this little more. What is that you have to do? What is about this activity, right? How your day-to-day life activities are. They are your true desires as well. And I will remind you at that time about this particular chapter is related to that. So when we reach there, I'll let you know. So Babaji says, these quiet periods are for preparation in life. This is what we are doing in Unified, preparing our life, changing our lifestyle, thinking patterns. So not just day-to-day activity. Babaji says, these quiet periods are for preparation in life. Spend a short time making contact with your higher self. Receive the energy and knowledge you have there. And then carry it into dynamic activity. So here, if you notice, it is said as dynamic activity, not just day-to-day activity. So here, words are really carefully written in this book for us to pay attention and contemplate on them. So though language cannot express the exact meaning, but here it's written in a very best way to ignite that curiosity, to know ourselves even more. And that's how your perspective will be very dynamic after you're fully energized. I'm mixing up here things. So here, if you notice, right, the dynamic word, why it is written here? So that when you connect to your higher self, the energy which you gain from your higher self, that is going to be a dynamic one. That's how charged, energized you will be. That's how your mindset will be. So instead of saying day-to-day activity, here it is deliberately mentioned as dynamic. So we need to pay to these such words mentioned in the book. That's the reason you have to read, because these words will get your attention. And then you'll dig even more why it is used there instead of normal words. The true desire, why it has used true desire instead of desire, why it is used dynamic activity instead of day-to-day activity. So these are for us to explore even more why it is given there. So read and get your own answers. So here Babaji says, then 7-step instructions, right? Babaji has given here. They're given to practice in quiet period. Each quiet period from now on is to begin with these simple steps, 7 simple steps. First one is sit comfortably, eyes closed, and focus on love pulsating from your heart to all of creation. Why? Because we get carried away so much and temporarily forget about our true nature, right? To get back to ourselves, we need to get into our heart space and start feeling that connection. What is the connection? We all know, right? Nothing but love. So that is what we are doing here. Initial step is that get into our heart space, which is nothing but love, and get that connection to the entire creation, reminding that we are one with all and very well connected. So I can give you an example. Yesterday, what happened? Kavita ji was painting something and Preeti ji was mentioning about it. The same thing during the session, right? It's about the fish and the bird. So to get into the details, they were receiving the messages from the other life forms, like animal kingdom. There is some message for them there. So this is how we are all connected, not only to the animals, the crystals also, the water, plants, the mountains. So with people, not only the human beings, but other beings as well. We are all connected. Just have to get into that heart space to enhance that connection, to realize that it is there already. It's sleeping, it's dormant. We just have to get there and establish that again. The second part, Babaji says, the second step in this is clear your aura of all uninvited influences and send light to all thought forms around you. So here, if you notice, till now, it was said as send love and light to all thought forms. But here, specifically in this section, it is mentioned as send light to all thought forms around you. So again, something to focus on. Why it was given that way? Why send light to all thought forms, right? These are the things which we need to search for. That means, let's go to the last paragraph again. So it says, what it says in the last paragraph, spend short time making contact with your higher self. Receive the energy and knowledge you have there. Again, we have to focus on the words you have there. Then carry it into dynamic activity. So this is one of the important sentences in the chapter. That's why it's been repeated again. So energy, let's focus on the words energy, knowledge into dynamic activity. So there itself, you are shifting your thought patterns, right? By gaining the knowledge from your higher self. And what is that knowledge? Your stored wisdom, which you have acquired all this while, not only in this birth, but from the beginning to the end, as there is no past or future. Everything is one in this moment. So all the wisdom is there. So you're gaining that wisdom from your higher self. You have there. That's why it is said like that. By doing that, that's how your thought forms, your patterns, your thinking pattern, that's how it will be. Aligned with your true nature. That's what you will emit around you. So what is in there? What is going on in you? That is what you will emit out. Your true wisdom. Then, when you strongly believe in your true nature, like your true self-wisdom, that's what you will reflect it out, right? Means that's how your reflection will be. So here, what is a reflection? Everybody around you, your family members, your friends, your situations, your circumstances, your surroundings, that is all is what in you. That's what will occur in front of you as well. Aligned with your true desires. That is the reason the word is given as light here. That's why it is mentioned as send light. To send light means to gain that knowledge from your own wisdom. That's what will reflect. This is the inner meaning there. Such there are many more here. So only these things were revealed. Then the following steps will be: close your aura to all except your higher self. Unify with the qualities of God by thinking of some of the God qualities and recognize those qualities as your own. State the purpose of the particular quiet period. The examples were given, what you are going to state. But this time, we are going to focus on the true desires and the receive signal from your higher self. Then speak it out. You have to speak out your truth, what is given to you. When you speak out, that is where you are gaining confidence. You're trusting it, you're believing it. Your own frequency, you're listening to it. That is the reason it's important to speak it out so you can start believing in it. So these are the practices. Then Babaji is beautifully training us how to live with loving, healing, and safe thoughts instead of the ordinary chatter. This is how Babaji is slowly training us to how to think. The thoughts are so powerful. That is where he's starting us, to driving us. Focus there. That is all the game is over here. So whenever you had thought of your desires and needs, you viewed from largely from the vantage point of your lower self, right? Through these perspective, senses perspective. So the desire and needs, look at the words given here. Desire and needs. It's not mentioned as true desire here. It says a desire and needs are coming from lower self perspective, right? It's a lower self perspective. Needs, desires, those are not aligned with the greater qualities which you have. You're abundant, right? You have everything. You are all knowing. Does that that does match with the need? No. So these are your lower self perspective. That's the reason words are used here like this. So when you lacked the vision of your all-knowing intelligence, see the lack where you're feeling that you are not that all-knowing intelligence, you're not that abundance, that is where your needs or desires are coming from. Mostly they were from your surroundings, your belief pattern so far, like how we grew up listening. What others have said, that's what we adapted. And that's what we thought that's our reality. But no, there is something else you need to explore and know yourself. And this is going to teach, you're going to know in the unified. So today, spend your quiet period receiving communication from your higher self about what it is you want to claim in life. After you have properly entered into quiet period and received the signal from your higher self, say, please communicate to me my true desires. So, and from here on, all the paragraphs are so important that I'm going to just read it out. I'm going to simply just everything I'm going to read it out. So here Babaji says, have a piece of paper handy to write down your desires. Focus on the word. Did not say true desire, it says desire. So have a piece of paper handy to write down your desires. Remember, you are of the same thought of God as everything else is. This means that everything in the cosmos is one with you. You are that. It is you. So everything is for your use and enjoyment. This is different from the man-made illusion called ownership. Don't confuse the two. Just remember that everything and everyone is for your enjoyment. You need only claim it for your use with love, thankfulness, and forgiveness, right? It's your creation, your reflection. So you have to love it because you created it. And you have to be grateful that it is guiding you towards your path. And the forgiveness is, of course, love. Give the love. That is the connector. When you do that, That is where you will understand what is the original script you have written for yourself. That will be the highlight. So you can't claim and get the use and enjoyment of anything that you claim exclusively for yourself or for any selfish motive. Selfish, of course, refers to the lower self. Your motives must be self-ish, higher self-ish. So you simply need to ask your higher self for your true desires. So important sentence of this chapter is, yet again, this one. These are desires in truth. Desires in truth. Focus here. These are desires that God would have you desire. I want you all to sit and read and reread this sentence and get the knowledge about it even more. These are desires in truth. Why this is given? I want you to, during your daytime, sit, focus on this, get your answers. Because they are in tune with God's thought that made creation. They are the seed thought that can give rise to your creation, full of God's qualities. Yet another important sentence here. These are the seed thoughts, that give rise to your creation of full of God qualities. It said seed here. Focus on that word, seed. So your desires are to be fulfilled with love, abundance, peace, knowledge, joy, and all of God's other qualities. So write each desire down on the paper, beginning with I claim. Write only in the present tense. In reality, there is no future and no past, only the present. God is everywhere present, omnipresent. He is neither omnipast nor omnifuture. When you think of the past, you're simply imagining what might have happened. It is a creation of your limited perspective and memories, right? What you have stored from all the while, not only here, but from other lifetime too, from the memories, the limited. It is from there. So it is an illusion of illusion. Already it is an illusion. And then now again, you're making a new illusion out of it. It's an illusion of illusion. That is the past. The future is also your imagination. That's the past, as you think it was. May repeat itself with some variation. Even that is also an illusion. While you're busy dreaming about the past or the future, you miss the present, which is the only true reality you have. You can claim some specific desires. So as long as you do not claim to interfere with someone else's free will, so a true relationship based on unconditional love is in everyone's highest interest. Unconditional love. That is what is in everybody's highest interest. That is a true desire. Free will cannot be compromised, even by your strong and powerful desire. Lower self one, not the higher self one. If it is a powerful, strong, still it cannot interfere with anybody's free will. It cannot happen. So notice the words. It is set as desire, not true desire. So I want you to read this chapter and focus on the words, why it is used at certain places, desire, why it is used certain place, true desires. It is all very beautifully written for you to understand what is behind that. So please read it. So Babaji says, be realistic. State your claims in terms you can believe are possible. I claim abundant wealth in the form of $20,000 or more each year. This is believable. Take the limit off by adding or more or better whenever possible. So start with small steps where you think it is possible, right? You're training yourself. once you gain that trust, and you will be a master creator, master manifester. So start with the things which can realistically happen for you at the moment. Later on, you will open up your box, the gift box of yourself. Then you will understand how to manifest the true desires you have for you. We will know more about this in the coming chapters, what is the true desire is actually for you. So after your quiet periods, examine your list of true desires, compare it with the list of the thoughts you need to correct, which we have done the last part, correcting our thoughts. We just created an inventory, right? We did not do anything about it. Let's compare those two. Here today also, we are just creating an inventory. We are not doing anything much to that. At this point, don't concern yourself with recounseling the two lists, that one and this one. Just notice for your amusement how some of your present thoughts keep you from realizing your true desires. So soon, very soon, you're going to see the fulfillment of these true desires. So you are taking a step forward. You're just preparing yourself. This is just brushing up basics you're going through. You're guided to the becoming the master manifester in the coming chapters. So this is what I wanted to convey. This is what I received yesterday. Probably if I read more, I'll get even more about this chapter. So there is a lot more to gain. I want you to read, get your own insights, which are going to be your pathway to your own true desires. Okay, thank you for listening. Let's start our meditation. I'll share the music. Observe your natural, easy, flowing breath. This is the great anchor for you to be in this present moment and not to drift away in the past, the future, into the illusions or imaginations. Be here, this right moment. Just breath. Observe the inhalation and the exhalation. Beautiful breath, the fresh air we inhale. Feel the flow, how it is entering inside of you, and how gently it's going out. Just relax. Gather all your energies which you have scattered till now by drifting away. So gather it all and come to this present moment. Calm yourself down. Relax your body. And settle down the space wherever you're sitting. You gently take your focus to your heart center. By now, you have practiced so many times to be in your heart center. You're settling down. That it will be natural for you to feel the pulsation. So just go deep within. To the very core of yourself. As you are very much alive, vibrating with this beautiful vibrance, the energy, and so is everything else, the existence. So go deep within to your core. Just leave all the identity aside for now. And travel within into your own depth. And feel the aliveness. The strong pull within you is the beating heart of this entire existence. The force magnificent force is alive within you. You got this beautiful body, and these senses to experience it. Just go deep within and feel that. Feel the pulsation. The force within you. A much greater force. Anything can even perceive. Feel the pulsation. Just go deep within. Forget the past, forget the future. There's nothing like that. Just you as your own core, your own power. Is within you. So travel with it. As you recognize this pulsation, know that this is the connection. With everything else in this creation. Just come back to your core. Don't drift away inwards. Be here and travel within to what you are. Who you. This pulsation is the connectedness. This is the love connecting everything else. You are feeling that love and experiencing it through this pulsation. such a great mastery of Creator. Nothing but you. Great intelligence. Feel the connectedness. Your own origins. It's nothing but everything in this existence. That is part of you. That is you. So feel the pulsation, the love, the force within you. It is making your experience about you. Everything else is the same. The same love, same force, same energy. There's no difference. Feel the pulsation. Beautiful experience of connectedness. The unlimitedness. Shatter those boundaries which you have built. Move along. Your greatest frequencies. Without any boundaries. Endless. Forever existing. That is you. Feel this pulsation. The unbonded. Free. Like it said, from a fish to a bird. You can be anything. There's no limit. Feel the pulsation. And so are with this existence, this magnificent existence. You are the creator. So explore your own creation. Soar along. Feel the pulsation. And let's send this beautiful wisdom across while we soar with all uninvited influences in my aura. I send love and light. You're each whole and healed. You're each created as love and light. You're still love and light. You have your wisdom within. You each feel no pain now, and you're not afraid. You each have a perfect place to go. And I ask my higher self, take you there now. Each of you go in peace. I send light to all thought forms around me. The light, wisdom, as I gain, that is what I reflect. The greater knowledge. And that's what is emitting out from me. I close my aura, all except my higher self. As we soar along, let's remind what are the qualities of a great creator. Let's name it as God. God is love. God is light, truth. God is happiness, joy, and bliss. God is all-knowing intelligence. God is everywhere present. God is perfection. God is peace and gentleness. God is infinite energy. God is abundance. God is non-judgmental. And I am made in the image of God. I am made with those same qualities that God has. I am one with God. Therefore, I am love. The love. I am the connector. I am the connection. I am that love. I am the one who's receiving this love. And I am the one who's sending the love. I am love. I am light. The wisdom which brightens the darkest ignorance. The belief that I am limited is my ignorance. The wisdom is I am everywhere present. I am the all-knowing intelligence. That is the truth. And I am truth. I am happiness, joy, and bliss. I am perfection. I am peace and gentleness. I am infinite energy. I am abundance. I am non-judgmental. These are true nature. Some of them. My dear higher self, please give me your signal now. As you all know, you're very well connected. Your higher self is not anywhere else within you, as you. It is you. You are the signal. You are the pulsation. You are the love. It is all you. My dear higher self, please communicate to me my true desires. Now let your own wisdom flow. Just take a pen and start writing. Trust. Believe what is coming to you. Just keep writing. Speak out what you have written. Trust those words. Believe in them. Now pray gratitude, the greatest creator within you, your higher self, for its love and guidance. The more you appreciate about yourself, the more you pull it towards yourself. So fill your heart with gratitude for yourself, for being the great guidance and love. I close my aura to all except my higher self. And pay gratitude to the guiding light, Mahavatar Babaji. It is within you as well. Into this beautiful course, making you realize it is you everywhere. It is you within. The great source, which is you. The love. You are that love emitting out, connecting. You are that connection to your own reflections, your family, friends. It is your love as a reflection. You are well connected. You just have to feel the pulsation between you and your reflection. Send love. Feel that connection. Feel that pulsation. That is what His love is. Your connectedness to everything else. This is what you are doing by sending love. Realizing it is your own creation out there. Now slowly come back to your physical senses. Wiggle your toes. Gently unclasp your hands. Place them over your eyes. The count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The beautiful smile You are love. In every cell, atom, molecule, you name it, how you want to separate. But everything is you. Love. That is love. Open your eyes to your beautiful creation and admire how with full love you have created everything. So accept it. This is all your love. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Wonderful, Kirtiji. Very beautifully you guided today, and it was just flowing. I was connected to that field. And as you said, just open your eyes and start writing. Everything was flowing so beautifully. And the way you summarized the chapter, listing the desire, what you want, and what your true desires are, understand the difference. And every little things listed to practice as we go from here. It's wonderful. In upcoming chapter, we will understand more on love, on light, on all those God qualities. And the seed is put in the very first chapter, and we are just unfolding it every week. Beautifully, we are connecting with ourselves, knowing ourselves more. So everybody, you may take some sip of water, come to this life back again, and bring up how many thoughts you got today, the desires, how it flew today, and anything you want to know. Kaleshi, you please start.
Good morning, good evening. Everybody is busy writing their list of desires actually. It's too long for many people, right? So they're still writing. So I'm just letting them write. Today, Kirti ji focused on light, the word light, and my mind went into deeper meaning of that. Why do we say we are light, or I am love, I am light? What is really the reason? Why don't I say I am love, I am knowledge? Right? Why do we say I am light? That thing went on inside, and I will share what it meant to me. So when we send light to somebody, or thought forms, or anyone for that matter, what we are doing is we are basically showing our torch, Sending light is like you have a torch and you are putting your light somewhere. You are not telling the person what to do or giving them knowledge and updesh and sermons and whatnot. You are simply showing them, well, go, that's where things may be. You can find it. I am showing the light. You can see the path. Use your wisdom, your intelligence to read what you can read from there. That is the meaning of showing the light. Not dictating anything or telling them to do something, or you understand that the difference is allowing them to use their free will. We just become the light, and our being light carries the light wherever we go, and that light simply lets people find their own path, find their own way. This is what I understood finally today from this deep thinking. So thank you, Kirti, for making this clearer to me. I wasn't this clear earlier. I used to think, well, okay, wherever the light is, yeah, there is knowledge, and I mean, we can't see without the light, right? Our vision is zero if there is no light. Even though your eyes may be working, but you can't see anything if there is no light. So light is that important. But again, light doesn't dictate anything. It just shows things as they are. Then our mind interprets them whichever way it wants to interpret. So each one of us gets the knowledge in our own way. Okay, I hope everyone's list is complete by now.
Rinkuji is ready to share, right?
Yeah, okay. Yes, Rinkuji.
Hi, namaste sir, namaste Preeti.
Namaste.
Much, बहुत अच्छा every day. This is a very good experience for me. I'm really blessed every time. Gratitude, that blessing. How sir, you were saying that it was like a torch for me. Whenever I do, I feel. Uh, like yesterday also it happened, today also in the morning when I was doing that same thing, like when I'm doing light in my, I am light, I feel like I'm a small child, baby child, in a hard place, and there, and I'm there with full of light. Light is going full in my each cell of my body. And today also it happened same way. When I'm I'm light, I'm love, that I'm like a small baby. I like mother's womb, how the baby is there. I'm here at heart place, and the light, full light is going in each cell of my body. And my desires from very first day, what manifestation I used to do it, every day my desires are same. I don't know that is my old manifestation or what really those are my desires. I don't know. Just if you can guide me.
Yesterday, when I talked about it, I had mentioned that your desires come from your belief system, and belief system is completely inside you. You are your belief system. So there is no surprise if your desires are not changing. They are still the same forever because that's what you believe. And when you make a note of your desire, you will begin to see yourself. Okay, this is who I am. This is what my belief system is. You will know your belief system. And now, with your knowledge today, knowledge of the world, knowledge of life, you may be able to decide or determine whether that is necessary any longer, or I can shed this desire and seek something else. Your current wisdom will be able to help you. Our consciousness constantly keeps growing with life experiences. So today you may look at the same very thing, the old thing, in a different light. And now your perspective could be different. You may want to, well, okay, I don't need that anymore. In my childhood, I really wanted to have ice cream every hour. But now I don't need an ice cream every hour. Maybe once a month is good for me. Right? So shed that belief. When you shed that belief, your desire will change. Right? So this is how we grow our consciousness. Life experiences will grow. So if there are some desires which you think are not changing, that means there is an associated belief system which needs to be reviewed. Basically, that's what it means. So you
You know,
may want to make note. Don't miss on any of that. Don't make any judgment or anything. Just note what desire you have. No desire is wrong. Remember this thing. Each one of them is here to teach us.
one, I want to ask you one thing, one doubt, maybe that is whether I'm right or wrong. Like in like our Punjabis, we good gurus kathas we used to hear when we were small. Then
Yes.
one katha, it comes in a Shabad, it comes in
Mm,
a
mm,
Bani, that one lady goes to Guru, old time gurus, and then Guru Ramdas, even she said, then he asked, Ki chaida, then what you want? Then the lady said, I want, I'm playing with my grandchildren with the gold spoon and I'm feeding them.
mm,
Then he said, तूने सारा कुछ मांग लिया. You asked everything you have asked. You asked you want to play with your gold children, with your grandchildren, means you want long and healthy life, and you want, when you are feeding your grandchildren with a golden spoon, means you are wealthy. Then only you can afford.
mm,
So my one desire is like that, which
mm,
continues, that is, I don't know that is present or what is that, but my desire that never changed. I have one desire which I have written in my notebook.
mm, mm,
Whenever I do this meditation, I write that time also, but my desire that is first it comes that.
mm. Don't judge this desire. Just keep note it down. In the upcoming weeks, we are going to work on all this. We will begin to differentiate, and you will yourself have the inner knowing about it. And nobody will have to come and tell you anything about it, or say, well, oh, what kind of desire is this? This is wrong, that is wrong. None of that. Don't associate any judgment with it. It is your own desire. Respect it the way it is, because it is there to teach you something. So make a note, make this list. At some point, this will open up something within you, and then you will learn more about it.
Okay. And what about that light? What I feel that like a baby, is it correct that one?
It is
When
just an experience. It's just an experience. You are enjoying an experience. Just enjoy. Don't associate meaning to it.
okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank,
Thank you.
thank you. Geeta ji. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
शैलेश सर, आई रियली वांट टू थैंक यू. आपके जो वर्ड्स ऑफ विजडम है ना, मुझे इतना टच कर रहे हैं आजकल. आई एम सो सॉरी, दिस इज एन क्वेश्चन आई फॉरगॉट. In yesterday's session, I noted down 2-3 points which you mentioned. I've always heard about KYC, the banks and all these. Yesterday you mentioned KYB, know yourself better.
Mm,
So, in fact, today Kiti ma'am also mentioned that you have to know yourself more, but you gave us a better thing, know yourself better. And then there was a point to ponder yesterday that almost everyone keeps on sharing WhatsApp messages, but we don't even think of sharing our material goods.
mm,
So it's not that much. The thing which made me think was we don't that even that thought doesn't cross our minds that we have to share other goods also. WhatsApp sharing we have been doing without even thinking that we are normally not that kind of sharing people otherwise. And the third thing which I noted is you talked about a poor person, who kept on praying to God to fulfill many desires. He said, "Give me a lottery, give me a lottery." And then the God says, "But you have not even purchased a lottery ticket." So that made me think that for so many of my desires, I might not have still bought that lottery ticket. So that is again something to think about. So many things when we, yes. Unfortunately, I could not see where Kirti ma'am, she mentioned that in the 9th chapter, it's about sending light, but not love. Love is not mentioned there. I couldn't find that. I
I
also
think
started
it's,
reading the
yeah, it's in one of the things in the first seven
First
steps.
7 points. Yeah.
Yeah,
So from
within the
first
first
7 points,
7 points.
it's like third point. Let me see. Fourth point. Oh, sorry, second point. It's in the second point. Clear your aura to all invited influences and then send light to all the
light.
thoughts around you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
But in the upcoming chapter,
Good.
you will see that the foundation or the main ingredient is love, and everything derives from that. So definitely, you are shining light, means you are shining that trust or that you are also love. Right? So it's another way of expressing the same thing, but it broadens
I
our
think,
understanding.
yeah, by now, I think I take it for granted that every word from Babaji is full of love. Every creation is full of love. So even if that
yes,
is missing, I think I'm reading that somehow.
yes.
But so nice. Uh, Now, a point which I would like to, not exactly, it's not exactly a question, but in one of the discussion sessions, Shailesh sir, I mentioned that I think I can have experiences through other people's this thing. And you told me that if you haven't had drugs, you can't have that experience. Do you recall, sir?
Yes, I do.
And yeah. And during the last 1 week or so, because I've been traveling so much that I can't recall which day, you said that God created a unique Shailesh because there was an experience which he wanted to have through Shailesh, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So God is having an experience through you.
Yes. By
This is
become.
what I always meant.
Yes, yes.
I am also made in the image of God.
Right.
So if I want to have experience through someone else, this is what always occurred to me, that it's just about being one with that. Being one with that, the way God can have experience through Shailesh ji, I can also have an experience because we're all one. So,
We, you have to understand the difference. The difference is you will be able to do exactly what God is trying to do through me. You will be able to do that provided you start living like the God. You have to be 100% in the qualities of the God.
right,
That is an underlying statement, right? That is a
right. Got it,
requirement,
got it.
right?
Yes, got it. But
Right.
at least it's possible. With
Absolutely,
that
yeah. That,
oneness, it's possible.
yeah. It's not. It's just understand the fractal nature. If you understand fractal nature, you will understand what
Yes,
this is, right? Yeah. That
yes, sir.
means
Yes, sir.
like,
Probably
yeah.
that came me because I believed in that fractal nature. So probably it came because of
Yes.
that only.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah.
to all the masters now, last week when Monil ma'am came and in the starting of this, she said that the foundation of 9th week's um, thing was made in the 8th week itself, in the 7th day's affirmation of prayer. She said that the last line in 7th day is, I ask now for your thoughts so that my creation is full of love also, happiness also, abundance also, and peace also. So, thanks to Monil ma'am, I thought, oh my God, this last line, the red alone, it it gives such a powerful message to myself. And See, it's like you ask your parent, you ask your friend. Here I'm asking now for your thoughts.
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah.
praying, though the word pray has been used in the. So, masters, if you see the last line of each day's prayer, may I read that, Shailesh sir, if allowed?
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Mm, yeah, yeah. The first day's prayer's last line is, I pray now that I am led back to realize my whole self. So after the entire gratitude, sometimes we get uh, entangled in the gratitude thing only. Yes, yes, yes. I want to thank for the love, I thank for the happiness, joy, and bliss. Monal ma'am made me see the importance of the last line.
Yeah.
So I pray now that I am led back to realize my whole self. In second day's affirmation or the gratitude, the last line says, thank you for creating me as perfect and unchanging, the same this minute as when I was created. The third day's last line is, thank you for keeping intact my whole self and my name. So I think I have missed that part. I want to really understand why, especially after mentioning that you, God, my creator, you have kept intact my whole self. Then, but there is a special mention about keeping intact my name also. So there must be some special significance, but that you can enlighten me tomorrow.
Yeah,
The
certainly.
full line is,
It is about maintaining your uniqueness. Me, I am a unique expression of God. And that
so
uniqueness
that is
is
so many words there.
identifiable by a name, identity, the identification by a name. That's the
Fourth
only
day's last
way.
line.
That's the only way I can be identified as unique.
I do not know. I am not going to comment anything because so the last line of third day is, thank you for keeping intact my whole self and my name, even as I temporarily wandered off. Fourth day's last line is, give me today all the knowledge I need and for a happy, fulfilled day. So this affirmation can be very useful for every day. Fifth day's last line is, now this is something which really so protective. Be with me and help me to step beyond influence that make me angry, irritable, fearful, and exhausted.
Yes.
Every day's affirmations, last line. Sorry, the power has gone off. So probably the
Yeah.
video, you know,
Yeah. No, no
but
worries. Yes.
these
Yeah.
are beautiful lines. And thank God I was able to finish all lines because I'm not in a, I can't read now. Now that the light has gone. Thank you, Babaji. Thank you, sir.
This is the importance of the word light. Yes, but
Oh,
you
wonderful.
really you
Yeah.
brought our awareness to such an important aspect of the review week. Right? The entire review week was not only to summarize where we have been all through the previous 7 weeks, but also to be grateful for those big things which are mentioned in these prayers. So, yeah, like you have done, Geetaji, I think it's a very good message to all the masters that pay attention, be aware how beautifully those things have been presented in front of us. It's not that Babaji wants us to start praying. It's about us to know so that we are grateful that how much we have received, how much we have, right? Just to be aware, just to have our awareness to what we have. And that's what helps us be in the present. Come back to realization of what you are, right? This entire journey, this entire 24 weeks journey is to know ourselves better, to actually know who we are. Ramana Maharshi taught that thing through a different technique, but Babaji is now teaching us through practical ways of living the life every day in a certain way. Right, practically, and then you begin to, your own true picture will begin to emerge over the weeks. You will begin to see, learn about yourself so much, and when you know yourself deeply in that fashion, you also begin to respect yourself for all the good things you have. You begin to love yourself for all that beautiful characteristics that you possess. all of your values, all of the things that you have. So each one of those is so very important. The focus is now being shifted from outside the external world back to self. That is the meaning of connecting with higher self. You are beginning to know yourself in so many different ways, so many different aspects of your existence which you never even thought about. That is the significance of this entire course. So thank you, Gita ji. Thank you for this beautiful sharing of knowledge. This is what I expect from all the masters, all the participants. Go deeply into the subject like Gita ji is doing. Study the subject deeply, learn through all these messages. Each day, one of the meditation leading master comes and presents their view of the chapter. And like, we don't conduct a class or teach any of these masters, oh, you got to say this. They do their own due diligence. They look at the chapter in their own way and then present what comes out to them from that chapter, right? And so you are receiving wisdom in so many different ways. The same matter, same subject matter, you are hearing in so many different perspectives. Each one of us has a different viewpoint. So this is so beautiful. Thank you. Yes, masters. Anyone else would like to say something? Geeta ji is so dedicated, like she's traveling, she's going anywhere, but she makes sure that she contributes valuable input into the program. Okay,
Jayanti ji wants to talk.
Jayanti ji wants to talk. Okay, you can
You
unmute
can
Jayanti ji.
you can unmute, yeah.
She's not able to unmute, I think.
Maybe she doesn't know because she was raising her hand just physically. You will get a prompt on your screen. You just need to say unmute. Okay. Some other time maybe then.
Now you try, Jayanti ji, you can try unmuting on your phone. Click on the microphone. No, she's not able to get it.
All right then. I think.
Yeah, I think we can bring the session to a close for today. Thank you, Masters, for your participations and your contributions through your knowledge sharing. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And many thanks to Kirti ji for a beautiful meditation and a beautiful explanation of the chapter. Geeta ji wants to add something. Geeta ji, you can unmute. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's something when Rinku ma'am was mentioning about her desires, she made me think about Lahiri Masha's desire to have that golden palace.
Yes.
That golden palace was created because even that desire should not remain unfulfilled. So was fulfilled before starting that particular spiritual journey. So everything
Right.
spiritual, Kriya Yoga, everything came afterwards. First
Right.
of all, even the desire of having that gold palace. Right.
Yes. Yeah. The understand the
Every desire is so
right now
important.
I didn't desire is important and capturing that information is also equally important. So making the list is good. Fulfillment of the desire, what is the purpose? We have to understand that. fulfillment of desire creates my experience. When I go into that palace made of gold, I begin to understand its worthlessness. Unless I experience it, I will keep on dreaming, wow, it will be a beautiful experience. Oh my God, I will be feeding my grandchildren with golden spoon. Unless I have gone through that experience, I will not know that it actually the child doesn't even want to touch your spoon. For the child, it doesn't make any difference, right? Then these are experiences we have. Unless we experience, we can't know, right? We can't judge or assume things. Physical experience, that's why where you asked that first thing you talked about, experiencing Shailesh. God is trying to experience through Shailesh certain things. Because God is not assuming anything. When Shailesh experiences something, God will get the signal. Oh wow, this is what it actually feels like. Right? So that's the purpose of all these desires, is to complete our knowledge profile. Because every experience is knowledge to me. Right? Without the desire, I won't try to do anything. Think about it, like just a very simple thing. You must be listening to Osho so many times. He always mentions this, right? That in my childhood, I heard my parents say, well, God is there. There is God, right? This is God, that God, that God, all kinds of names. And somehow I assumed that there is God. Now, what is happening in my life? I am not doing any efforts, putting any efforts to find out, is there really a God or not. I am assuming God is there. Right? So my search for God has stopped right then and there. I won't even search for God anymore now. That is the big block that comes into us. Right? And these belief systems, it becomes a belief. Now, some place at some point in your life, you may want to have a desire. You may have a desire, well, okay, I know God is there. I want to see the God. That desire will open up the Pandora's box for you. From there, you will begin to say, okay, where is God? Let me find out. And that's how your belief system will start to shatter. You will start clarifying your belief system in a different perspective, from a different viewpoint. And then, okay, I didn't find it this way. What is my experience? Is the God like a man or a woman? Is that a God or a goddess? Question, right? Or are there two? Or are there many? These questions will start arising from within, and our own experience will start saying, well, I don't see any. Neither one nor two nor many. I don't see any. Well, then what? Okay, this is how your journey or your quest will start. Okay, so our belief system puts blocks to make sure that we don't forget about it. That is the purpose of the belief system. It is a checklist, I always say. It reminds you over and over again, well, look at this, look at this. So the list of desires will become your beautiful checklist for future. That these are the areas where I want more knowledge. I want to explore. I want to experience. That is the reason why God gave me these desires, so that He can experience through me. Right? That is what the whole thing is about. So desires will tell me more about myself and why am I here? What am I doing? Am I here to just enjoy ice cream, or am I here to do something more than that?
Learn to appreciate the sweetness of ice cream
Oh,
and the smooth
I
and the
enjoy everything about the ice cream, every
coolness.
flavor of ice cream.
So that's where the higher self activates appreciation.
Yeah,
Whatever we are doing it fully,
yeah,
not judging it, determining it, forcing it to, fall into some category and then only I'm going to experience it.
yeah,
So that if and buts has to be taken off from all the desires. Everything is so beautiful because they are unique expression of ourselves.
yeah,
And it like it might be coming from somewhere. Like Rinkuji said, I heard it in my childhood, and it's something similar to that rings in my ears.
Yeah, Rinkuji must have heard so many things in childhood, but she remembers only this one. Think about it. Why does she remember this one? Because her higher self made a note. Well, this is an area where you got to figure out more, find
Mhm.
more, right?
It's coming from long back, not only from this
Ah,
time.
yes,
It's coming
exactly.
from the past existence where
Yes.
she might have, left the body with having that desire.
Mm.
So once you experience it, you will find out the very unique way what it comes like. And so don't resist yourself to, put it in your bucket.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Thank you.
I
Thank
loved the way Rinkuji shared her, and Geetaji reminded of Lahari Mahasaya desire. So beautifully connecting it is.
Yes, yes.
But that was the only thing which was coming to my mind when she was, I mean, I do not know, she was probably judging her desire, but at least she was honest enough to come forward with that. I really felt good. And immediately the thought that this thing has been mentioned in the book itself. So that means they're saying that no desire needs to be judged. That's a very strong message.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct.
You're not only
Yes.
judging,
Your voice is breaking,
is paying this
Geetaji.
salary, but yet we have,
Yeah.
yeah, network problem. Sorry.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
No, got
okay.
your message. Yeah, that about the salary example that is given in the book, right? And I was saying why it is like that. But then I read the claiming word, the sentence, where it says the abundant wealth, and then I realized, oh my God, I used to have this much salary, which is more than enough, and then still I was feeling lack, like have to have more and this kind of job and profile and all that. But there it
Correct.
comes with the
Yeah.
message of
Yes.
abundant wealth with what I
And
have.
think about it.
Preeti ma'am?
That number given there, right? That number, irrespective of what that number is, we will still have a desire to have more. That is the important part here to learn, right? That number is not important.
Mhm.
What is important is that irrespective of that number, my desire will always be to have more. Why? Because I am not looking at what I have, I am looking at what I want, right? That is the desire, right? The desire part of things is what keeps driving me nuts all the time. I can't even enjoy what I have, and I'm running after what I don't have. So that all that only will come from experience. Unless you have experienced it, you won't know. But now what we are trying to do is consciously experience it now. Earlier we were doing it blindly. Just it was like part of nature, constantly running after one thing or the other or the other. It comes and you forget about it, go to the next. It comes, you forget, go to the next. Like that we are constantly running in motion without realizing what we are doing.
Many times we didn't even realize it's my desire. Many
Ah,
times our true desire was never known, and it was like a complaint from all the people around that nobody
yes.
understands me. Nobody find
Yeah.
and we are making ourselves miserable with that.
Yeah.
Shailesh sir,
Yeah.
can you give examples from real life where we have desires for a lottery, but we have not bought lottery ticket?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a normal thing which we all do, right? Um, think about it. Like I want to have ice cream. Just a simple example. Shailesh is always after ice cream or idli. Two things. Their life is full of that only, right? So think, yeah, I want to have ice cream, right? I'm sitting in my chair and dreaming about the ice cream constantly, dreaming about the ice cream. It doesn't come. It doesn't come. It doesn't come. Then I realize I haven't gone to the shop to get ice cream. Where will it come from? I need to go and buy the ice cream. I need to get up from the chair and fetch it. Even
But
if
your
it is
idlis
there in the
normally come from your
refrigerator.
neighbors, huh?
If
Your
it is
idlis
there
normally
in,
come from your neighbors, so even the ice cream may come.
Yeah, but I still will have to get up and take it, right? Receive it.
Yeah.
We have to do
Then
that
I think
effort.
you are giving another message that normally we don't allow ourselves to be open to receive that thing.
Yeah,
So
we are
maybe
not
here
prepared for
that,
it. Uh,
yes, you have not prepared, you have not allowed yourself.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
that means
yeah.
somewhere your own blockages
Hmm.
there, which are, it's a sort of non-allowance, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We
Allowing, na?
block it. Yes.
Somebody may be ringing the bell, it may be your neighbor, but you are not opening the door.
Hmm.
That is some
Yeah.
blockage. So, yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, true, very true. And Preeti ma'am, can you think here in maybe you can answer tomorrow in the third day's last line when we are thanking God, dear God, thank you for keeping intact my whole self and my name. This thing and my name is still stuck in my mind. I think God wants me to go after this and find something
Yeah.
meaningful.
Then
Yeah.
only you will be satisfied. Why do we take name? What's the use of name? Is just to refer me as unique. Gita Babaji, Gita God, right? So that God is constant there. So that is you. In many times, lifetimes, you might have several names, but you are that already who took that first expression of matter. So it will click. Keep on
Yes.
asking.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Beautifully given as identity, right? The name why we take is as it, that's my identity. And why? Because the creation is diverse and we are each one of the expression is unique. Like the snowflakes, we give that example of snowflakes and the sunflower. Like that, we are the human being, the same blueprint we have, but very unique expression, flavor each one of us bring.
Yeah.
And that whole self is still unknown to us. And we can't express it even if we live that, but it has to be experienced, then only we will understand with the name context what it is. But really beautiful how we are taking each and every word and thinking about it. That's what it means when you have to read the chapter 7 days, morning, evening. Not like, okay, I know what is written in the paragraph. Many times I do that. But then pay attention to little words, the highlights, and that in that moment, what it brings to you.
Yes. And every time you read, some part of the chapter will catch your attention because of that time, whatever your state is. Right? That's why. And your state changes throughout the day, and every day it is different. So when you read at that time, wherever, whatever your state is, that part of you will get attracted to a certain portion of that chapter. So that's another important thing to know.
So yesterday when I was traveling, pillion with a on a two-wheeler, you won't believe I passed in front of a school. The name of the school was Unified Public School.
Here in
Here in
US,
Arunachal, there is a school, Unified Public School, and I'm passing right in front of that.
here in this states, every the public schools are named as unified district school. That's how it is here. I don't know where in Canada also it's like that. The
No,
district
no, no.
school, they claim it as unified. So I was
Yeah.
like thinking, I never have thought about this word before. But now every time I get emails from school, I will see unified. So it's like Chandler Unified District School. So that's how it is written. So the word is like in the consciousness, somewhere ringing, everybody touching that point.
But we can definitely rename our group as Unified Public School.
Public.
Next time. And there is only one course on truth. Course on truth on for abundance, for health, for whatnot, for love, loving relationship, and the Grey
Oh, so
Lakshmi.
many people are seconding Shailesh sir's idea of renaming the course next year. People are so much in favor of that.
Definitely, yeah.
But then
Certainly
fees will be there. Just to be aware, school can't run for free.
Yeah.
There will be voluntary work, then there will be participation in organizing, and then doing special events, whatnot. Here, all the district schools till 12th grade, they are free. But then you do the donation at your own will and contribute to the subject matter or any skills. Like last year, I used to go for the art masterpiece where kids are doing some special arts, and then there are presentation already made. You just have to present it and help them do that. This year, my husband went and he was helping learn them cricket. So parent take ownership with one things whenever there's an availability, they approach to parents, and then we can go there and explain things. So that's a wonderful contribution from parent side always.
Yes. Excellent. Good. Thank you for sharing all this beautiful information, Masters. This being the third session, tomorrow is the question answer day. So for now, let us continue. For the English group participants, please continue the practices for 7 days. Tomorrow question answer day, bring your questions, and we'll continue answering your questions as to the best of our ability. Sometimes you will ask difficult questions like Gitaji asks, but it's okay. Please do ask though. It makes us think, it makes us go deeper, and it's always good.
And you may not be convinced, and I really don't want anybody to be convinced whatever you hear from
Yeah.
us, but you give a thought, definitely, open
Different
up to
perspective. Yeah.
different ideas what we share, and just but validate at your end, not take it.
Yeah. I mean, like for the longest time, I used to think that belief system is a bad thing to have. And then all of a sudden I got a realization that no, 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 no. It is important. Right? This is how our deeper learning, deeper understanding helps us reevaluate our own value system. Right? And that's how we learn, we grow. And as we are growing more and more, as we are learning more and more, we are beginning to also realize, well, in the entire universe, there is nothing which is wrong. If it was wrong, it would not have been created. Right? You don't ever deliberately do wrong things, right? And so is God. The creation
Creation has
doesn't create with any intention of doing something wrong. So the creation itself happens only when it has a purpose. Then only it comes up. It just creates. It just happens. So we have to remember that we are the ones who give tags: good, bad, ugly, right? These are the tags we give according to our own framework. Each one of us has our own window. Through that window only I see. And from that window, whatever I see, I make my judgment. So all the tags are given by me. Nature didn't. Nature created everything for me only. That is where the beauty of understanding, the more we learn, the more we understand, the wider this is kind of expansion. Understanding more, becoming more accepting of things around us, more accepting of things which we earlier rejected. That is the important part. That is the change, and it's happening within us.
the
So
version upgrade, right? The software that we use in our phone, and every time there's a version upgrade, laptop, computer, or phones, right? That's what it is. That's how the creation is done. Like at first, there is something we have put very minimal, but it is still impacting and helping in that area. But then the idea get more, energy, and then it improves in itself. And then the next version comes, and we are saying, "Wow, how so beautiful it is." So that's how we are continuously expanding. That's why we say that, there is no end to the lifetimes. We can come and go anytime, anywhere we want. But basically, at the least, we have to train ourselves to be that human self, that the whole self as a human being, what we have been created, not stuck with that five that what I don't remember the terms now. The greed and the five Arshad Vargas, right? Those are there. So don't get stuck with that. You just see the world better, how it is created, how you were created, how everything is created. Come to that understanding, realization, the importance. That's why you are at this human consciousness, experiencing life and taking all the steps, like all the desires, all that wishes has to be come across, lived.
In the holy books, there is definition of good and bad, right? That if you do such and such thing, it is bad, it is papa. But think about it, right? That is the experience of the author, the one who wrote that book. That is their experience. Through their experience, they found such and such thing. They have given it to us. Maybe we want to test it, not just follow it blindly. Test it and experiment in your life and then figure out. In there, they would say, don't touch fire because you will burn yourself. But you don't understand what is the meaning of burn myself. Unless you put your finger in the fire, you won't know the meaning of burn myself. You have to do that. And every child does it. You must have done in your lifetime, some for sure. Right? You may not have finally touched the flame because it was too hot to reach near there, but you would have definitely attempted to do that, and once you've gone nearby, oh, okay, I can't touch it. This is the purpose. This is really the purpose of the books of knowledge. That these are the areas to consider for your own development, for your own growth. Test and then accept that this is right and this is not right. And that right and not right is from a different perspective, not from judging anyone. It is from the perspective of my ability to discern, my ability to distinguish between the two aspects of the same thing. That is the real purpose of it. So the books, the knowledge in the books is meant to bring our awareness to such of those aspects. We simply follow it blindly. That is where we do the mistake. Then we don't explore, we never get to learn. We think we know, unfortunately. So, and for such, when you listen to Osho, you know what he calls these people, right? People like us who think we know. What does Osho call them? Osho calls them mood. Bhajagovindam also talks about that word moodmate. So the meaning of that is the one who is living under the illusion that he knows everything. That is
Shailesh
what.
sir,
Yeah.
I would request that you should not belittle yourself. For us, Shailesh sir is such a source of knowledge. And you see, whatever it was, even if it was Moodmati at some stage, I think that serves some purpose. When
Oh,
Babaji has
absolutely.
given that
Yeah.
beautiful first line that we have to understand our divinity. And I
Yes.
think it is very important to understand, because many masters have told me this thing, that be very cautious in whatever words you are using, because I am sometimes not that cautious. So So at least for all of us, we can't think of. Look, more people are saying that. Shailesh sir, you cannot call yourself moodmati.
No,
People are
I
simply not
used
ready
to
to
be.
accept
I
that.
used to be at one point in time, but now I know that I don't know. There's a
Sir,
difference.
I think
Earlier, I used to
the
think
God,
that I know. When
sir,
you
I think
understand,
the Creator wants us to go through that experience so that we remain humble later. Because once
humility is
we
not
realize that,
important. No, no, humility
not
is
at
not
all.
important. No, no, no. Humility is
I
not
think
important.
every experience is important.
No, no, no.
It is.
I agree. I agree. And from humility, you will understand many other aspects of it. But what here about in the context of knowledge, what I want to explain to you is that we do not know. We all know that I am all-knowing intelligence. I know that, right? As one of the qualities of God, I have all the knowledge that can be, right? But in this human form, I assume knowledge. I don't access that wisdom. I simply assume that I know. Now that is a limited knowledge. And once you understand that that is limited knowledge, the one which is not known is unlimited, much bigger than what I know. Then you begin to understand, well, okay, there is so much more to know. I can't claim that I know everything. So this is from the perspective of the human, the mind. There is so much more for the mind to know. That is the motivation and the driver for mind to exist in future.
Knowing, I mean, the knowledge that we are talking, it's about experience, right? That's why the life is for experience. That's why God is for with experiences, the feelings. It's not on the matter thing. It's always on the feeling side, right? So the life is about experiencing. Knowing is mind, which is a bookish thing. Maybe I know if I do this, that thing will happen. But doing with experiencing life with God qualities is our true existence. So reading a book and then experiencing the same, that's what I am trying to bring awareness to. Life is all about the experiences, and then it refines itself where we are here in this unified understanding the God qualities and experiencing those God qualities, not even taking it. Nothing can be explained to every word that what is light, what is joy, what is peace. It has to be experiential. And that's what is human life. And every time, even if we do wrong, even if we say something, but that time, that understanding is complete in itself. Not doing it purposely, um, that half knowingness. It's gradual progress, because also it somewhere it means, right, that we are whole and complete. Om Purnamada Purnamide. Right? So that is saying that you're always like that. But you're accessing to some point. You're living to some point.
And each time you experience one aspect of a bigger experience actually. There is much more to that is what we call as perfection. When you keep cooking, you every time you cook, you learn more and more aspects about cooking, and then you become a good cook. And that good cook may not be the best cook, right? He can even continue to grow. So slowly and gradually you learn all aspects of cooking. But by looking at my mother, I can't become a good cook. In my childhood, I can tell you an experience. Me, my brother, and my sister, we were three, and three of us near very close to age difference. Age difference was less, so we were all kind of friend to each other, and we are till today friends to each other. So in our childhood, we all liked the halwa that my mother used to make. And we were quite small. I can't forget that date. Right? We were very small at that time, probably in the range of something like 7, 8 years of age. About 8 or 9 years of age. In that at that age, one day my mother had gone for shopping or something, and three of us, we decided, well, we will make halwa. We thought we knew it because we saw my mother doing it all the time. And then we cooked one big bowl full of halwa in the kadai, big kadai, and we didn't have any idea of how much it's going to swell. None of that. We put all the things in there and made the halwa, and we could not eat. Why? You know why? Because instead of sugar, we put salt in it.
In the same quantity we have sugar.
And the quantity was so much, it was like for 3 children, impossible to consume. So we had to shove it down the drain before the mother comes back. I remember
So
the
that is because
experience.
you didn't know that upma could have been made out of that.
Once again, what I'm saying is experiencing, personal experience.
Yeah.
From that experience, I have learned now enough about making halwa. That one experience, right? In childhood. So what I'm trying to explain is learning by experience is a different thing altogether. Look, watching others, yes, you can get some input. And like you watch somebody drive a car, you haven't ever driven a car, you watch the driver drive the car, you think, oh, it's so easy, you just keep on doing this. Once you sit in that seat of the driver and start the car, you will know what it means to drive a car. By looking at somebody else, you can never learn how to drive the car. Impossible. Otherwise, there won't be driving schools. Right? That is the purpose of this planet Earth. This is a learning school.
But also sometimes it reminds you your own wisdom. I mean, if you see others and the judgment doesn't come, it comes with compassion, then it's your own experience that you have had before, that you are coming across, you are knowing what you have learned.
And yeah, and as we learn, as we practice it, we learn more aspects of the same thing. When you become good at driving the car, you try driving without touching the steering. Most of you must have tried at least the cycling without holding the handle, right? You must have tried if you were cycling in your younger days. So all these things are experiences. You learn more about that particular experience itself. It adds on to our experience profile, and that is learning, that is wisdom, that is what we carry beyond this lifetime. You can't carry anything else with you except the mind. It's that important. So avoiding experience you can do, but in some lifetime you will eventually go and do that experience. From my experience, I can tell you Bhang is a very beautiful experience, but I still don't want to do it. See, this is the learning. Experience wise, it was enjoyable, but I don't want to do it. That is learning. By looking at somebody else, you won't know what that enjoyment is actually. They can describe whatever they can, but you can't know what is the meaning of that enjoyment. But you will know the external symptoms of it. These are the type of actions somebody would do under the influence. Right? Whatever your eyes can see, you will know. But your five senses cannot know everything. That's what is the meaning of
Senses are in those
experience.
feelings, right? Those feelings that is impressed deeply. So that brings that what is to be done and what not to be done.
Yeah. But that's okay. Each one of us will grow according to our own framework. We all have our framework. So nothing, no, don't worry. None of you is wrong. Know this thing also. That's why we call you are made in the image of God, because You are doing everything according to your plan. Thank you.
I think
Anything
Geeta
more
ji
you
got
want?
disconnected. She's
Okay.
not here.
Okay.
But
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think she brought this point where the experiences with others' experiences, we may learn, we may remember our own experience. But there are many that like we have heard that everybody has had the experience of stealing, everybody has had the experience of killing, and then that is where we are here, experiencing, understanding, feeling more, do want to do things better in a different way, in our own each unique way.
You mentioned about stealing, and I'm laughing here in my head. Everybody, I'm not sure if I can't certainly say, but most of us have had the experience of stealing, right? There are two types of stealings experiences. Stealing experiences, there are two types. One is stealing and not being caught, and the other one is stealing and being caught. These are two very different experiences. One of them is enjoyable, other one is painful. Stealing the cookies from the jar, not being caught, is so nice. But when you are caught, it is not so good. So, yeah, every experience has multiple aspects to it. This is what I'm trying to explain. And you can learn all those aspects only through practical experiencing. Yeah.
It
All
reveals
right.
that many times, many lifetimes, we keep doing the same thing again and again until that experience is saying, okay, enough, now I'm done. I got to understand this. After all, I don't like this cookie anymore, but because of the amount that I'm paying right now.
Yes. We many a times we do things unconsciously also, right? Say for example, if I recall my early days of when I started working, I used to bring the office stationery to my house, like the pen and all, to write. Right? It was very innocent action, no, nothing deliberate. You just keep it in your pocket. You are home. You just take it out of your pocket. You use it at home. In strict sense, this is stealing, right? But we never realized that it was so because it was just unconscious action we were doing. One day I was reading something and somebody gave this example of stealing, and I said, oh wow, this is a realization. I am actually stealing.
But then Babaji is saying that, everything is there for your own enjoyment, not even for use. It's for your enjoyment. Take it from that space and be grateful about it. Be thankful and take it with love that whoever is providing is, giving more and receiving more from that point. And that to take it with unconditional love, without hesitating. Oh my God, how that poor guy is giving me so much and I'm not doing anything in return. So not none of that. So it means everything is there for you. And that's the understanding I am here right now. After understanding what Shalishi is saying, I read it in Louis' book. And then with Babaji saying this, and then I'm pondering upon that experience and this experience. And then coming to this point, okay, this is how I am evolving. And then what it brings in me is that oneness with love that is very precious. We all are made of love, but we are very hesitant to express ourselves fully. And that's where the forgiveness and that love flow, we will learn more. Coming chapter itself, it says love flow. What we can do with energies of gratitude, thankfulness, love, forgiveness, it's really nothing can pay for that. And we are only receiving, even if we are doing that, giving that unlimited thing. So until and unless we come to that point of understanding and living, we are still stealing somebody's time, somebody's idea, even the quotes, the so-called quotes.
And when you learn, when from my experience, I can always tell you, Why do the wise people say stealing is not good? Think about it. From my experience, I can tell you, when I learned this thing that no, I am not supposed to use office stationery at home. And then from that day on, the moment I realized this thing, understood this thing, that day onwards, this was a very clear cut demarcation. I started buying stationery for my home use, including the photocopy paper bunch. I would always, because for my home printer or for writing notes or whatever I needed stationery, I started using my own. That's when I started having gratitude for what is available to us in the office. So when you steal, you don't even understand the importance of that thing that you have in your hand. It is meant for you, for your use, perfectly fine, but you have no gratitude. You don't even understand that it is a privilege to have it in your hands. Many of the people out there don't even have access to such a thing. And that gratitude you learn only through experience. This is why stealing will keep you away from being grateful, from the understanding of love. It takes you away from God qualities. That is the deeper understanding of it.
And also, you will come to know once, like the Louis say and Babaji saying, everything is there for you. And then the third realization you will also have that you have not done anything wrong so far. So, what about stealing? What about killing? What about those experiences? So, this spirituality will unfold those paradoxes, and then you will reconcile in your mind. Okay, when this is said, what is right and what am I there to learn from it? What is it? What is my experience? They will say
Yeah,
you've not done anything wrong ever. But
correct.
that has to come to the realization. So that's why stealing is good or bad. And we are saying there's nothing good and bad, but there are experiences, we're still evolving. So every grade, every level of consciousness, we have different understanding and experiences.
Practical, from our own practical experiences, we begin to understand why has somebody defined this as a wrong thing, or somebody is people are saying this is a good thing, and there is a general agreement on that, right? In a society, in a social setup, there is a general agreement on certain thing being right and certain thing being wrong. Where does it come from can only be understood only when you go through the experience.
That's why what we are learning here is very high level things after having those so-called experiences. Where Babaji is telling that this is yours, claim it, you have to claim it. There's $1,000 bill. You go and pick up, it's yours. But you're saying, no, 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 that's not mine. You are in that state. I know it's not mine. You're saying it's not mine. We are in that state.
Yes.
So that's when the knowledge shifts. Everybody has a different level of understanding, and then different level of teaching
Yeah.
are done.
But Babaji is not teaching us, yes, it is not mine, but it is for me. So I can always take it. Maybe it's not mine, but it is for me, for my use, for my enjoyment. I take it with love, forgiveness, and thankfulness, gratitude, right? And love.
And it is so difficult at times because many a times it has happened that I have received so much that, I'm not able to be even grateful about it. Like it's like putting pressure on me, and I want to do something in return. I want to give something in return other than giving love and thankfulness. And then that's my ego. But yes, it's a journey and of evolution where we learn to openly receive. Shaliji is guiding all of us. So his wisdom is there for all of us, right? And it's up to us to be grateful to receive and then give love and thanks from our end.
I receive love. I receive lot of love. I am really thankful and grateful for the love I receive from all of you. Thank you so much for that. I do. I'm always filled with love. Thank you. All right. So, Preeti ji, chale?
Now I'm experiencing, like, we used to have such discussions earlier, just between you and me, and now we are sitting and doing in front of everybody. Like
Yes.
contradiction and bringing a bigger understanding, other perspective. Make your own. You might have your own. Bring that up. Open up.
Yes. Preeti and I have had lots of such discussions on a regular basis. We do that.
And
Yeah.
many, many contradictions, not like agreeing. Even after sharing, we do not agree to each other, but we keep sharing.
Yes, it's not necessary for you to agree unless you have validated it in your experience.
Right.
And yeah, that's perfect. That's the true learning actually. Meena ji wants to say something.
So Preeti ji just mentioned something that made me think. Like I also have a very hard time taking. Like I rather give than take. And if I do get, I can't wait to give back. And that's an ego. Like I didn't realize that. That's bad.
Feeling. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We go very high level in that, like we'll go for shopping, and especially from US to India, when you go, you buy gifts, and then you will get other person's mind thinking what he will like, what he will not like. You will do everything, to
Yeah.
make it best. And then once you give it, and then you get the response, oh, so thoughtful, this and that, and it pumps you more. And then sometimes um, we start like in that flow of giving so much that we don't really see the little things when we receive them.
Mm.
Yes, it shadows your ability to receive openly.
Ah.
And
Mm.
receiving is directly connected with gratitude.
Okay. I need to contemplate on this one.
So
Yes,
now, even
yes.
if I give, I say thank you. It comes automatically that you are taking my choice, whatever I like, you are saying it's beautiful. Oh my God, you are so great. You are so great.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, that is our in Indian system, the dakshina. You are thankful for somebody accepting what you are
Yeah.
giving,
True. True.
right? That is the being thankful. So the Preeti has a beautiful saying on that, right? Um, Gratitude is the highest form of receivership.
Mm.
That is what she has taught me. Gratitude is the high the what you can you
Ultimate
say
state
that
of ultimate
uh,
state of receivership.
the ultimate state of receivership, that is
There's
gratitude.
nothing beyond, yeah. And it comes with the feeling, right? It's like
Mm.
you can't do anything about it. You feel like crying, it's screaming at times.
Mm.
Yeah, and understand the difference now. Let me explain this to you. When I am in a situation of giving, in the mode of giving, what
Mm.
can I give? What can I give? I can give what I have.
True.
Absolutely 100% of what I have I can give, right? But
Mm.
what I have is only limited.
Yep.
When I open up to receiving, I am opening up to infinity. What is there to receive is infinite actually. Think about it that way. So when you are opening to infinite possibilities, imagine how much you will have to give. You will have
Mm.
so much that then after that, when you start giving, your giving will be abundant.
Okay.
So receiving and giving are both connected.
I think a lot of like limiting beliefs that I need to work on before getting there. Because you know how like
Yeah.
from childhood and in our like household too, like if you run out of sugar, we would never go out to ask neighbor for it. We'll
Yes.
like live without it. But if neighbor comes, we'll definitely give. So that's the kind of like uh, you know how you grow up and you feel like, no, you definitely don't want to ask anything, you just give.
Yes, yes. Yeah, and perfect. And that's how our belief system is, right?
True. Yep.
There could be any reason, there could be any valid reason for not going and asking. There could be many reasons, right? Everybody's situation is different. But the inner blockage for not being able to ask, and asking is this thing, right?
Yeah,
This,
that makes
right?
you at least that makes me feel like I'm less than.
That, experiencing that
Hmm.
and then overcoming that
Yes.
is a very big thing, right? So
Right.
when I see somebody begging on the street, I don't feel pity on them. I actually have respect for them. Wow, they are able to do this in public. I can't do it even in my thought.
Yeah, exactly.
They are able to do such a big thing in public, in the open. They have now created an experience for themselves for being ready for gratitude in their subsequent part of life.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
That simply raises the common consciousness, even though we say we only, um, how many times we have seen beggar and we have said it's what he looks so healthy, he could work, why he's doing so. And then at the same time, if that person is in this understanding of gratitude, or simply what he's doing all the time is just adding those energies in the global consciousness, being love, being grateful. What we can give in terms of energy, we really don't understand.
Excellent.
We only understand money as a currency, but these unlimited joy, unconditional love, gratitude, what we are giving, we forget the value of it. We are giving our own energy, which could have helped me in other ways. Like you withdraw energy from somewhere, then you do things better if you are in that present moment. If you are thinking five things, you can't do things better. But if you are doing one thing, drawing all your energy, you are doing it better. At the same time, when you are receiving, you have money, you give money, and then you walk away. And but here with these um, qualities of God, that thankfulness, that thought, we are simply not only aligning ourselves, but also how the world is shifting, and we are talking about these things very easily. Okay, the stealing versus getting things for your use. How it would have been possible, why Babaji gave this wisdom, it like in 10 years, 1982 to 1992, somewhere like this. It's the latest wisdom for us. Why Veda got evolved into Upanishad into Puranas and Itihas, and still it is evolving, because with time the same understanding or knowledge has to be perceived in a different way. And that's what Babaji has given us, this new era understanding. Because you guys are living in mind, you take this and train your mind. Because you don't die, you leave this body, everything goes to the five elements, your mind still exists. And whichever frequency it is at, if it is at grudge, it will experience that. It will create a shell for those experiences. It will go to that dimension. If it is trained, it is clear, it is giving, it is full of love, it will go to that dimension where we call heaven. Because these energies will take form, any frequency it is vibrating at, it will settle down. Right? So that's how we keep changing our body. And here on earth, we come with a purpose. We come with a certain experiences. We decided, we choose to come, and then we experience this matter. Out there, we thought it's so easy. everything is happening in this minute, because here in Earth's time, it is so long. There, things happen in fraction of seconds. So that's the difference, and we forget about those experiences. They'll come again, and we have to go through all those miserable experience to see the beauty.
And so let me have some fun here. Think about many of those souls who are watching us experience life on earth, right? Do you think they are able to learn from our experiences?
Why would they come then?
If that was possible, nobody will ever come to earth. They will simply watch and learn, and by this time, all that game would have been over, because we've been doing it for thousands of years, right? So we have to understand the significance of experience. Going through the experience is the only way to learn.
Other side is that, you reveal your own wisdom by looking others at that situation. You know that, okay, you have had that.
When you read some of these new age spirituality books where they have talked about life between lives, there in, I don't remember the name of the book, but one place I read that there was the interaction between some souls in that in the astral realm, and there are some souls who don't come to earth, who have never come to earth. They just become teachers there, or they start helping others, or doing so many other roles over there, but they don't
Healing.
come.
Yeah.
Why? Because they think that they are learning from others. And they do. Such a lovely thing.
No, but I also read that, healings for those soul, and there are some souls, they're healing after transition, and they cannot console those crying souls. So that, the soul is saying, such a bad thing happened to me, this happened, and after that, this happened. And then the healer, it thinks that, okay, I don't know what he's saying. How can I heal him if he's having such a difficult situation? And then it takes turn, okay, let me go and experience what he is saying. And then the life comes from there. And then such now you chose the life based on those experiences to help them. So you have to go through those experiences, which is really difficult and bad, but at the deepest of you reveal those seeds that we are carrying. Okay, I have that compassionate heart that I want to help heal. I want to learn from this and then go and help further. So in that transition state also, a lot of healing happens, and then the soul plan happens there. We come with that plan and we go through the experiences, like Louis say, great example we all have, and then teach. To help others, we have to be
Yeah.
enabled, right? So,
I'm asking Meena ji to unmute. She says we do learn from others' mistakes and avoid those mistakes. So I want to ask you this question, Meena ji. Give me an example of this, please.
Like even in the career, right, and the corporate life, when you're working on a project and you saw that certain things failed when other team tried doing certain way, you definitely want to learn from that and change your course based on that, rather than making a mistake and then changing the course. So I mean, we do observe other people's mistake and kind of learn from it and not make the same mistake, but try to look at the alternative path rather than going that path, no?
We try, but can we? There, think about a corporate environment is not an individual. The individuals are
True.
part of an entity, and
Hmm.
that entity is functioning as one body. Okay, so there the dynamic is very different. There, mistakes of everyone and learnings of everyone is merged together.
Hmm.
They are still learning from experiences, because on a project something goes wrong because of some one person's error. Everybody in that team will experience the result of or impact of that mistake.
Hmm.
So you can't say I'm learning from others' mistake.
But even like I've seen in the friends and families environment where father is not necessarily very um, caring towards the child, right? And the child sees that and decides that I'm never going to be this kind of father. I'm going to be much better father than him, right?
Right, right.
So in that case, didn't he learn from father's mistake?
That will be proved only when this child becomes the father.
Yeah, no, I saw him in action this past weekend when they came to our house, and oh my God, he
Right.
was so wonderful towards his child.
In
And it
your
was a
presence.
stark
In
contrast. And
you.
he always said, I'm not going to be like my father. I'm going to be, you know.
It was in your presence.
Hmm.
When he is not in front of others, he will still be behaving like his father only, because fathers create their duplicates in their children. Remember this thing.
That's true. Definitely, that's true. But if even if that happens in certain cases, it's his own virtue that he has acquired from last life.
From somewhere.
Hmm.
That is his personal characteristic is going to play a role certainly there, for sure. He will be more compassionate possibly, right?
Hmm.
From his experience of being the son of such a father, he has developed certain attributes which will help him be a better father.
Right.
He may not be exactly like his father, but he will have elements of his father. So, yes, to that extent, yes, that is learning from his own experience, not by looking at his father.
Others'
Ah,
The,
experiences
okay.
just awakens us.
ah,
That's what I've been
Okay.
telling you,
Okay.
that
So
it will
that's like,
trigger your own experience, and you
right,
would
right, right.
based on that. Others'
yes.
Hmm.
experience, like that's happened to me actually, and that's why I could tell that
Hmm.
somebody lost a child and she was in so much pain, and I was trying to console her because she is very close to me. So I was trying to tell her. Then one day it came to me in that present moment. Everything got still, and I felt like I have been crying like this, and she's been consoling me from the other end. And now she is having, we are exchanging that experience. So
Hmm.
that moment revealed to me, and that we have gone through that experience, and now the person in front of me, she is going through that experience, and I'm feeling the pain. I'm still feeling the pain because I had that experience.
Hmm. Okay.
So,
True.
right. Anna is writing here in this thing. I'm glad a doctor doesn't have to experience to cure us. Think about it. Doctors, don't you think doctors fall sick? They do. They are humans. But what he is doing, doctor's practice is what? Learning about curing a disease, right? So his experience is to have a patient with a certain disease and then give him certain medication and see that that patient doesn't have those symptoms anymore. That experience he has done once, twice, three times, and from his experience he is learning, not by falling sick, right? He is simply repeating the knowledge that he has learnt in school and now practically experience. Every time I give this medication, the fever goes away. That he has now learnt and proved to himself by practical application. So he is now able to predictably cure people. Actually, doctors don't cure. That's another myth. But
But why I laughed, because it is very well said that if a doctor is doing surgery on 5-10 people, but he can't do surgery on his own son or a daughter, because then the pain is his. And if the doctor has to go through that pain, he cannot treat others. But it is
yes,
same, it is different for us, like the people who have made that journey and their masters teaching, then it comes from that state. Okay, I know what it feels like, even though I'm telling you, after this, you go about this, think about life. We give 5-10 directions, but then we know also that how difficult it is. But with doctor, it cannot happen.
also understand when let's say think about a surgeon. when a surgeon goes through a surgery himself, he is a different surgeon after that. He's not the same surgeon. Earlier he was surgeon from the books and practice. After having gone through an experience of surgery, he will be a different surgeon altogether. We have understand this thing, right? So yeah, you can unmute, Anna. You don't have to type every time. Yeah, yes.
No, I was thinking he'll be less mechanical, I think, when he
There
goes
will
through that
be
experience.
the experience will make a big change to his own perception of his own profession, right? That's what the experience really means. Having a first-hand knowledge, or I wouldn't even call it knowledge. Experience is experience. Wisdom, first-hand wisdom of going through such a surgery or such a treatment.
And to be in the other side, be on the other side of the.
I
What
can
I
give you
understand here,
I can give you a small example here. I went through surgery for cancer. After that, I had consultation with my oncologist, who said, well, okay, now you've gone through the surgery, we have removed everything, but to make sure that you don't have any residual, we will give you chemotherapy for such and such time, so many doses and all that. Okay. So I said, I was just ready to say no when my daughter said, well, no, 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 you should. So just because I was blackmailed into taking chemotherapy, I started with, I think after the second session of chemotherapy, I said, I put my foot down. Okay, no, no more. So when I went for that consultation, when I said no to any more chemotherapy, I asked the doctor, if it was your own brother going through this situation, would you feed him this medication? And he had to answer me because this was a fair question. He said no. So understand, in the system, people have experience. They may not practice certain things for different reasons altogether. Okay, these are experiences from life we are learning, and I refused any more such treatment. And you see me sitting here healthy, laughing in front of you all the time, right? This is 6 years ago. So I've been here for 6 years enjoying life. And as far as they are concerned, I am statistically one of the 20% people who go past 5 years. So think, this is on, as far as medical system is concerned, there is lot of unknown there than known.
the only difference I see when you're saying a surgeon who has gone through the surgery and doing the surgery, it could just bring more of his own love and the energy and the seriousness that he is taking that action with every cut, every wound that is being put. Otherwise, we have heard so many incident people doing operation and leaving things inside the body, foreign things inside the body. Those kind of irresponsibility, and that happens because we think like the doctor also take things lightly after doing 5-10 surgery. They think like I'm a pro now. So that's a very deep thing that you shared today.
Good. Yeah, yes, Anna.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Mhm.
Like, they say cancer is because sometimes you manifest it because of your anger or through your thoughts, because so on hindsight, do you see some relation to that, or
He manifested it.
Eh,
He told one of
eh,
the session also. Mm.
my personal experience of cancer is, to me, it became clear much a bit later that it was my manifestation. But we cannot say for sure that that is the only reason, right? This is medical science is doing their own research. my own personal beliefs based on my experience are different, and they may not be universal, right? But for myself, I'm not sure if I mentioned this thing, how I manifested it.
You did.
My wife was suffering from cancer. She was in the hospital, in the ICU. She was admitted there. She was in the last stages, and I used to be sitting there watching her all through the day, and constantly in my mind, I was praying, God, relieve her of her suffering. I can take over her suffering. I can take that suffering. And within 8 months of her passing, I was detected with cancer. Right? So I have taken on that suffering onto myself, right? So this is something that from my experience, I am able to communicate with you. I can tell you guys that be careful about what you are thinking. Your thought creates the reality. Remember this thing. Always thought creates reality. So disease that we think we have is again coming from the thought only. Right? After my surgery, think about it. After my surgery, I am unable to get rid of the thought that I don't have pancreas. A very small portion of my pancreas is left. Right? Now, the consequence is I have a sugar issue. I have diabetes. And this diabetes cannot be compensated because the insulin production is gone. Okay, now think about it. I am unable to convince my mind that pancreas can be regenerated. I've been trying my best to kind of perceive in my imagination that my pancreas is healthy, and I'm doing all that, but I'm unable to do. It's just a mental block. I realize this thing. I will be teaching all of you this thing, the same very thing sometime later, a few weeks later from now. But I have my own block which is preventing me from regaining my perfect health. And I am aware of that, and I am constantly working on it. But remember, presence or absence of a disease will create an experience for me. But at the same time, I can choose to be happy, to be enjoying life, right? That is my choice. So, despite everything, despite all medication, treatment, and everything, my choice is I will enjoy, I will be happy, I will just remain in this state of happiness. With that choice, I am able to deal with all the physical discomfort or physical pains and everything. I'm able to deal with without any complaints. There is no complaint. I'm just living with it and
You
still
spread so
working on
much of
myself.
joy. You
Yeah,
spread so much of joy to all of us and love to all of us. Thank you. Your presence just lights up everything. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Because he is enjoying his own company. That's the key
Yeah,
here. We
that yeah.
mostly don't even talk to ourselves.
Yeah,
Talking to others is another thing, but we don't even converse with ourselves.
yeah.
So we have to be opening there. That's the first step. Listen yourself, talk to yourself, and I've been doing hard on work on that area
I
because
talk to myself a lot.
many times from our past childhood, right, we are not expressing ourselves with so different condition, different understanding of life, what people will think, or maybe you don't want to bother others with your thought. Maybe there are so many things. Then the inner conversation also stops. You are just silent, but you are alive.
Can I can I
Yeah,
just say
sure.
something? So like she like listening to you is just amazing. It's like inspires me to the core. I have one doubt. This thing works the other way too, and sometimes I still feel guilty about it. So let me share. I had a very bad back issue, and there would be times when I couldn't sit. I had to go lie down. And um, like my husband is extremely supportive, but once in a while he'll say, like, just get up and try and all that. And I would tell him, like, you just don't understand. Like when you are in pain and you want to, you would only realize when you feel something like this, and now he has back pain. And I'm like, oh my God, did I give it to him? Did I, like,
It's like
manifest
cursing,
that for him? I know.
cursing him.
I feel so guilty. Does it work the other way too? Like, did I give it to him?
He took
Think
it.
of it in I would look at it slightly differently. You gave him a thought. You didn't give him the disease, you gave him a thought.
Hmm.
Mm,
And if he decides
Imbibe.
to dwell on the thought or give energy to that thought, he can experience it. If
mm,
he was okay, forget about it, um, and don't think anymore about that subject, then he won't get it. So we this is what happens when you go to, let's say, a fortune teller, right? They
mm.
plant a thought in your head that you will live to these many years.
Right.
Or they will tell somebody, well, oh, you probably will not live beyond that age. This person will constantly be dwelling on that thought and actually manifest his death.
Mm. True.
But
That's so this
it is
is how
not
powerful
conveyed.
thinking is, right? We manifest from thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe Dispenza talks about many of these examples in his book too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I
But even if
I I also do that, right? Preeti will be laughing. She knows about it. So, for me, one fortune teller, long, many years ago, many means like 40 years ago, some fortune teller told me, you have a long life. You will live to 89 years.
Mm.
Okay. I remembered that. I usually forget what these people say. I don't believe in all that, but uh, at least at that time I didn't believe. So I usually forget, but this number clicked in my head somehow. Okay, then many years later, here in Canada, there was a somebody looking, palmist kind of person sitting in the mall. I showed my hand. I had time because my wife was in the store somewhere. I was sitting there in the passage on a chair. I saw this thing. I said, okay. She was just charging $10 for doing one question. I said, okay, let me enjoy the time. I went and showed her. She said, oh, you are going to live to 89 years.
Oh wow.
You see, and after these two, I am certain that I am not going to die
Yeah.
before 89, right? So
True.
now, even to my bank, to my financial planner, I always tell her, plan my savings to 89 years. She laughs at me. She said, no, our banking system provides for 90 years. I said, no, 89 for me. See, this is how these thoughts, when they come in your
Yeah.
head,
Yeah.
and now I'm curious to see whether this will manifest or not. This
But
is experimenting.
when Meenaji, you're sharing, I just got that even if we don't say those thoughts, right? It is clicking somewhere in that energy field where we share the space.
Mm.
Yes.
Even the
Yeah, no,
thinking has
I
to be
I have to
taken.
be very careful now, even with what I think. Like we always are careful what we speak, right? I mean, we are like kind of aware, but thoughts, it's like we don't. So yes,
Now,
Especially we are in that time where things are manifesting very fast.
yep.
So even a little things will come in manifestation.
yes.
Mm.
But Babaji has made it so easy for all of us. This is the very purpose of this book. That start living in that space of love.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
origin of such thoughts will vanish, right?
true,
When
true.
you are living in love, your thoughts will always be filled with love only. And that is what will actually manifest in the life around you.
No, this
That
this sending love and light in the
That's true.
morning and at nighttime is like really helping me a lot. And I think now it's expanding. Like I started with the people that I like, I felt
Have
like have done
difficulties.
me wrong in my life. Then I expanded it to my loved ones and people who are sick and needed good energy. And now it's like expanded to the whole universe. And I was listening to you guys today, and I think I'm going to expand it to nature also. So it's wonderful. It's really wonderful.
It
Yes.
will bring you that aha moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I just want to also, because now I gave you the example of how I manifested cancer.
Mm.
I want to also make a suggestion to all of you, especially all the female participants, because you are usually very emotional and sensitive towards your family, right? You are always caring for the family. You have this tendency of taking their pains, right? And remember, what I did was interfering in the experiences of my wife. That was interference. And the consequence of interference I had to go through. So, being emotional is not very good. At such moments, you have to remember the fine line. Am I really interfering with somebody's life experience? It doesn't matter who that is. This is where you have to be extremely careful about what are you, where is your mind taking you, right? So, even by mistake, don't interfere with somebody else's life experience, because that will alter your own life experience. That's what I have learned from this lesson, right? This teaches us to become more observant rather than engaging into somebody's pain. You
And
just,
what we could do is there are different other choices also, right? Many of us used to, and I have seen also in the past, I remember few stories where the father is taking son's pain, and the son is left leaving the body or healing or maybe walking, and the father is sick now. So that kind of things we have seen, but we could help with by other means also, and that's what we have been talking when we talked about being a beggar. When we are seeing a beggar, what we can think of.
so learning from each one of these experiences is very important, right? We got to be careful, cautious about not interfering. Non-interference is a very big, I mean, like, basically you are um, infringing upon somebody's free will,
Right.
and that is a no-no. Even God doesn't do it, right?
Yesterday, as Meena ji shared about cursing, right? So I had this thought all of a sudden. I don't know what I was doing, but then I thought of that untold story of Sita, where Sita Mata was telling that my whole life was around this space where I'm, bringing that the cursing goes away. There are many rishis and those people who are very high in energy frequency, and when they are triggered, they are just cursing people. So that I don't know what that thought was, how that thought was initiated, but then it just took me to this understanding of being love. Like she was trying to send the same energy in this to bring the state of love. When we curse, we have something that is blocking that we perceive as right or wrong. But then we are talking about the unconditional love. Okay, and that's when I think I wrote in the group that, if you have a strong head, just keep sending love and receiving love to come to that practice that there is no condition of others being right or wrong, or the way you think they are not doing things. And then just be love, send love, keep practicing sending love, and then you add to those energies. It is easier for others to express their love then around surrounding in your surrounding. The people around you will also be influenced in that way. So I think it was about the same era where manifestation was happening so quickly, and then she was trying to bring that awareness that, okay, why you are punishing when the law of nature is taking care. when the cause and effect is taken care, why you have to curse like this? Extra energy that we keep adding to, right? That dvesh and grudges.
And the ultimate solution is be in a state of love. Just be in a state of love. And when we are there, then we will never interfere with anything, whatever is happening. We will just watch it with love. Right? That is where we are. Our kindness, our feeling of kindness, being helpful, being cooperative, being mentally compassionate, these are the things which force us into interference. Okay? Yeah. चलिए, thank you, masters. Okay, Preeti ji,
1 hour ago, we said, okay, let's bring this to close.
thank you for your patience, masters. Thank you. So please
Thank you,
continue the
Jana. Thank
practice.
you, all the masters, for your chat messages. Rajni ji, Anna ji, everybody. Meena ji, thank you for sharing your experience. And we are all talking is one side of it, living is other side of it. So just don't judge yourself when it's hard to take a step further from there. It has to be experienced. That's why we are here. So go through the experience, enjoying that, knowing also always, like I always think, why that fear of death comes, why the fear of unknown comes when we know everything is perfect, everything is taken care. What is it holding? And then after we have to put the question, then only the answer will come. Otherwise, it won't come.
Okay, thank you. So we will meet tomorrow for the Q&A session, and then the next week for